One of our new homes for the Raw Talk, and I'm excited to be here with one of my favorite co-hosts, Chy, everybody, what's up?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy to see y'all this fine Saturday.
Okay, we happy to see y'all this fine Saturday. I'm happy, Chy happy, and y'all know it just. This is like when the week just picks up, right? Where it's like, oh, we got all the good stuff really happening. So let's get into it because we got some crazy stuff that's been happening all week long. I was just telling Chai, I was looking at the Discord like, dang, what? I swear, it's not even a month into
I know.
2023 yet, and we got some crazy things on the itinerary. So, Chai, what is on the itinerary for today?
Right, awesome. I'm so glad you asked because yes, it's been a crazy week. So we have Andrew Tate, Happy Dungeon. That's gonna be interesting to read that tweet. Um, and then we have Mr. Nichols here. Um, Unfortunately, um, that was just very tragic, and I can definitely get into this topic because I had a conversation with my dad about it, and we kind of went off the deep end with that one. So I definitely want to talk about that. You have fraudulent nursing diplomas. Definitely want to speak on that because we actually do have providers that are like insulted. So you have Kanye West finally found. Um, he's back at it again with the paparazzi. Amber Rose and women's rights. The 5 officers involved. So we do have like a link to pull those officers up. And you have Blueface Mama speaks out. She ain't the grandma. She said it's fraud, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this first topic. And well, we actually have the link inside Raw Talk. If you can go and pull that.
Awesome, let's get it. So, our first topic is that Andrew Tate one. Let me see. Let me get the link here. Here it is. And I see Binks just joined. Welcome, Binks. Happy to see you here. This is the Raw Talk where every Saturday at 4 p.m. we come and talk about all of the trending topics. Feel free to take a seat on the couch, enjoy, and unmute to join the conversation. We are just getting started here. I see, we got Miss Proctor too. Okay, it's a party. So everybody enjoy, take a seat out back or in the living room. So we're going to get into the conversation. And if you don't know, we have a cool initiative. If you actually join in our conversation, you will earn points for 1, sharing trending topics in the Discord throughout the week, and 2, participating in the conversation. So you will be able to take home a Metaverse mug today if you actually participate today, and you can also be featured in our Metaverse podcast and get advertising in the podcast in the future. And I say we got Tiny, AK, Chai, we going up today.
Yeah, we got the whole crew. So I'm
Hey.
glad you guys definitely joined in on this one. It's pretty hot. We definitely want to y'all to get in here and start talking.
Okay, so let's get into it. So the first topic up on the screen right now, as you guys can see on the screen, is Andrew Tate. So I don't know nothing about this. I was like, let me hear about it because this is a very hot topic. Whenever his name comes up, so his tweet says, "Caffeine is a miracle. Nearly 30 days stuck inside this dungeon, and I've learned some truths about life. Nearly 30 days without a single drop of caffeine, and I can tell you that a caffeine life is a better life. Nothing good has come from my lack of caffeine." So
This is actually true.
he going
I
through
agree
it.
with him 100%. Huh?
I say he going through it.
When like one time when I was working at Starbucks, it's like she's like, man, this is like crack. I'm like, man, you're gonna have to step back. I'm not we're not playing those games over here. It is not that serious, but coffee is super serious. So, um, and then he just goes on this tangent about like how his days have been miserable without coffee. So, yeah, no, I just seen this and just seen like an update. It's been like a lot of issues circling him. So,
I
that's
mean,
just kind of like an update on what's going on with him.
oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point, X. He was like, he's probably still talking in code because he was over here selling pizza and all kinds of stuff. So, this to the public, it seemed like he just talking about coffee, but in underground
Mm-hmm.
trafficking, who know what he talking about for real?
That's very true.
You
That's
know,
very true.
and
That's very
withdrawing from
true.
anything is hard. Shoot, and caffeine is a drug. So out. So going 30 days without it, it definitely changes things, and it makes you reflect like on life and what it's like without it. So I think that that's funny that that's his reflection. Like, oh nah, whole time this isn't good that I don't have caffeine. I feel like a lot of people end up
Mm.
feeling the opposite. Like, oh, I finally made it 30 days without it, and I feel like I'm better. And he's like, nah, I need that still. Like something's missing.
I wonder what caffeine represents for him and like how interesting that conversation is. Because it's like, oh, I went 30 days without something. Usually, like, you get acclimated to not being, like, without it. And it's like, not being without it, but you get acclimated to, like, oh, like you said, not having it. And, like, oh, okay, I feel better. Or, like, it's clear, whatever the case may be. But for him, it's like, it's the opposite. And, like, in code, what does that opposite mean? Is what I'm trying to say.
Right, exactly. And so I think that's for anyone. I know my birthday just passed, and I was telling a few people, like, oh, I was trying to do like this detox, where I was just like, oh, for me, it was just not doing things at certain times and different things like that for that same kind of thing, right? Just 30 days of spending your time doing different things, but then, that doesn't work because it takes self discipline. And I think that's what you end up battling,
Yeah.
right? Like, man, because that's what I was saying. Like, man, I don't want to not do something because I have to not do it. Like, I want to do it, not do it because I don't want to not do it. Like, if I gotta have to not do it, then I'm just do it. Like, and then
Exactly, yeah.
and then you start battling yourself. So I think that's the bigger conversation. There is just like what he's battling right now with withdrawing from a lot of things, reflecting, and we're just seeing that. And it's still in cold.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, right. It's still cool.
we'll be following along
Whole time you
with the
talking about something that's
crazy.
way, yeah, it's a wild stuff. And you're like, oh shoot, let me not. When they say Operation something, I'll be like, mm-mm,
And we'll be
nope.
following along with this crazy Andrew Tate stuff. That's why we bring it up. If it's trending in this news, we're gonna bring it up when it's these crazy topics on Twitter that everybody starts laughing about. We want to talk about it, and talk that raw talk. Like, okay, what are we really talking about here? So I know we've got a few more topics. What is next on our itinerary for today?
Nice. So I'm glad you asked. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Is it Tyree Nichols?
Yes, it was Cyree Nichols. Let me see here. So up on Discord.
Yeah. So we do have like some different images and documents and stuff that's being pulled up here, and we have like a link of like body cam footage of the daily beating.
And you know what's crazy? I have never watched one of these on Instagram. Like, I would not press play and watch this. That's not something that I've desensitized myself to.
I haven't seen like the full thing, and I probably wouldn't want to see it. I don't like people like it. It cringes when it's like you're hearing someone yell.
I know
at
that's
the
what
top
be
of their
getting me.
lungs for
Like
their life.
I would start crying. Like I'm like such a weird person. Like I will watch that and be like, wait, no, I can't watch this. At the end and knowing how it ends, like that would be too
Yeah,
heart wrenching.
yeah, and it's in like what my dad was telling me that he read was that he wasn't like far from his house. Like he was like what, probably 100
And
feet
so
from his home.
why did it even escalate to
Yeah.
that? Like what was the point of it? I don't like what happened. It was just like a traffic stop gone bad.
It, from what I was reading, it was a traffic stop going bad. They don't have any information about like how it escalated, but I was even asking my dad like, so what was the conversation? What was being had? And I think he was just kind of upset in the moment. He was just like, it doesn't matter what was said or done. Like he is a kid, he's a child. You guys are grown men, and you guys are beating him. It doesn't matter. You beating him to death, and it
Right.
doesn't matter at this point what he has done. It's just the fact that now you beating a kid, a 29-year-old kid. That's not too far from my age.
Right.
I'm what, 2 years off that, and it's like now you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go home today or I'm gonna go to the mortuary, and it gets kind of morbid and deep like that. But um, as a brown skinned woman, like we have a target on our back just as much as men. And it's like you don't know whether you're coming or going. So
Right, something
he
as
was
simple
just a
as a
little upset
traffic
about
stop could
that.
be the end all be all, you know? And it's like that's extreme. And
Exactly. And now it's like now it's not even a race thing. It's not a black or white thing. It's just like
X is saying
now
is
they know we don't love ourselves. They know, like, from that incident, it's just like it's not, now it's gonna be even easier to be like, oh, let's manipulate, or this is the agenda that we're pushing. And I'm just like, um it gets even deeper than that, and that's what we're kind of talking about is like um how this could have been like an agenda to push, where it's just like now he's a martyr, and like
that's exactly
what
what
does
X
that
is
mean
over
for the
here
black
saying
community?
because now we're gonna get the robot police, right? Like, wait a second, like that's what all this is building up to. Like all these police officers are showing like, oh, they out here having sex in the precincts and they killing people and they don't never know the limits and like it's like always human error that takes it too far because it's like it doesn't have to end like that, right? And I think that's where we see these instances that even help push that, and because they got the robots ready, like X is saying here in the background. I know we got a few people here in the space. Does anybody want to add their thoughts about the Tyree Nichols or Andrew Tate situation that everyone's been talking about this week? If
I
not,
think it's disgusting. I feel like this has been going on for way too long, and all these bullies with I mean, I don't even, I can't fathom it. And how is it continuing to happen? How is this like? Why can't they like have more educated people? And, like, I look at where I grew up. I moved back home to Jersey in 2014 with California plates, and of course they got me. And I don't know, they were trying to hit me with a ticket from like, I don't know, it was like 5 years prior, trying to say some bullshit. And I had to, my friend would go to the ATM to just get the money. It was like 100 and something. And I swore I was like getting scammed. They just wanted to see who they can hit to get lunch money. But while I was there, I saw all these cops that I knew from high school, and these guys were the total derelicts. They were the ones that caused all the problems, and here they are. It's like state troopers. It's like how the. I mean, I know how that happened because I got no skills to do anything else. But it's like, of all
That
places to
part.
be accepted, why the hell is it the police force when they should be the smartest people out there making these, tactical decisions in the moment and all that stuff? I don't know. I
That's such
can't
a good
overlook
point.
this stuff.
That's it, because it'd be those same cliques, those same people, right? And then that's what we all be uncovering. Like, that's what the root issue is. That's some people are just really messed up, and just because you put a badge on them, don't mean like, oh, now they about to make good decisions. They're gonna be like anybody else that go to their job and dealing with stuff, and having to react based on what they think they should do in that situation.
Basically, I mean, like if you look at the history of how like policemen and stuff were like formed, it was just basically people being thugs, patrolling, saying, "Hey," in their mind, you can't do that. That's against the law. They now have like laws now that they still don't abide by, but yeah, it's just like a formation of like people that think something is right or wrong or they agree on, and then they make that judgment call then. Like, it doesn't matter if they read you your rights or not. It's just like whatever they deem is like right or wrong in that moment. But you do have some officers that want to, you know, be an outstanding citizen and protect and serve, and then there are others that hide behind the law and use it as a weapon to brutalize and be evil towards people. So I definitely agree with that 100%. Like they're just jocks. Like now they got badges,
Right.
like no brains.
And it's tragic
Hey,
that we have
can you
to
hear me?
continue to have these.
Blessing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? I'm on my headphones. Peace and blessings, ladies, everyone in the room. This is Shiva.
Hey, Shiva. We can hear you.
Hey
Right.
Sheila.
Hey, so I'm setting up for SNL, but I do want to talk a little bit on that situation. I was talking to my husband about it, and it was just like, for me, it was like a here we go again. And I'm just saying that maybe because I am a person of color, but for me, it is a conditioning. And just seeing something like that on TV is like, okay, what are we going to do about it? And in a sense, it's almost like, okay, awesome. So now we realize that you guys got body camera footage all so quickly to post on the media to, get everyone to see what's happening. Why can't we do that with all officers, not just officers of
Exactly.
color? So I'm looking at the
Exactly.
aspect as what is really happening because we've
Because
seen it
they took
happen.
forever to convict
Right.
George
And
Floyd.
so with the indictments, I'm going to be holding these officers accountable, not just because they're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian. They all need to be held accountable just as quickly as these black officers because it is amazing how they were indicted so quickly with something that we've seen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So miss me with the color thing. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the access that they have and the judgment in which they're using to cast upon these officers so quickly. And now that it's a murder charge, I've seen many black men be murdered on TV. Have the officers been held accountable as quickly? No, they have not.
Nope.
No, they have not. And so now I'm going to be looking for mass media to hold all officers accountable just as quickly as they did this young man, because everyone deserves justice. No one deserves to be humiliated. No one deserves to be in fear of the police. No one deserves to be in fear of the government. Any of that. They're working for us, and without us, they don't have a job. So from now on, all of us could just say no. If any officer is out of line, you indict it. You indict it. Accountable. I don't care how you look, what color you are, because no, it's a conditioning, and they want everyone to be separate, but it's all about unity. So if we come together, we can find results much quicker instead of being separate, because it's all about community and unity, and that's the push that they're trying to push. But what I am trying to push is unity, because that is the real solution.
Right, and I think he even said a really good point there, Shiva, which was just everybody doing their job. Like if you're here to, protect the community, then protect the community. Because how many times have we seen, a person of, like you said, it doesn't even matter color or whatever, but you've called the police, and now the situation has actually gotten worse to the point where you don't even want to call them because you already know that interaction is going to bring even more. And so, that then hurts the point of that. And so we have to be finding healthy ways for our society to do that. Because, I don't think, we should have this, like you said, anti-culture. Like, oh, you blue or you black or you white or you black or like, always be in the opposition. But like you said, solutions with how we can just all coexist and make our society better and everybody having that part in that. So awesome conversation right there. That was raw, Chy. Everybody listening, make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments as well. We definitely want to keep the conversation going. And I know we've got a few topics as well, so let's keep it rolling. Chy, what was the next topic for today?
So you have fraudulent nursing diplomas. So there's actually like a tab for that about how fraudulent nursing diplomas scheme, and Florida leads to federal charges against 25 defendants. So
They sold 7,600 fake degrees and made over $100 million from the scam. Can you imagine? They said they sold the fake diplomas for 15,000 each. Can you imagine giving somebody 15,000 and then thinking that you over here trying to get a job and your stuff fake?
that's just crazy because actually working with like providers, like they go through like a lot of rigorous activity to like get to the point of like, oh, I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse practitioner or I'm a physician assistant.
But
Like this ain't no, oh, we just playing around with tools and just looking at tongues and stuff. Like no, this is like real deal where you put in like countless hours. So for
yeah,
that to
but
like
then
happen,
the pandemic
um,
happened. Everything changed.
yeah,
X over here like,
that
hey, the travel nurses became popular, and they needed them everywhere. Them first responders or whatever they were calling it. They was making good money too, 150 an hour. So at that point, it was like, oh, let me just put you through this class. Say you got some papers, and everybody was hiring. That shoot, you put in that 15K, they made 100,000 that year. So but now it's caught up, I'm sure, and that's why they really mad because now they gotta go really do school and really go do something. But hey, you played your money right. You got a couple dollars, you can go do something else.
yeah,
Right.
this one I'll be like, well,
Hey, tried it, made a couple dollars, on to the next. That's
yeah,
that's
I'll
how you
do go do
supposed
something
to,
else. I'm like,
right? Hey, if you turn ten
yeah,
thousand into 100, that's a good move. You better take your come up and put it into the next good move.
yeah, I would have bounced like, oh, they ain't getting me. Uh,
Did
but
any
for the people that have, they probably like, they probably mad as hell.
right? Did
They are
anybody else want to
mad.
add their thoughts about those fake diplomas? You ever got scammed and got one? Okay, X saying it's gonna help bring in NFTs. Yeah, that authentication, right? All of these scams, it all still help the motion. Well, I haven't heard anybody else unmute, so we'll definitely keep the convo rolling. Kanye West was found. Where did he go? Where he was at?
They said for a little while they couldn't find him.
Oh
Like
yeah, they
he
couldn't
was
find
like
him. I
off the
remember that.
grid. Yeah, they couldn't find him, so I just thought it was funny. But yeah, like you see him pop out and he back at it again, squabbling with the paparazzi. And this fan couldn't explain to him like why he was like taking pictures. He was just like, "Come on, man, come on, like, come on, you're Kanye West." He's just like, "Nah, B, like, stop taking photos. I'm just trying to see my son." Like, he's like, "Nah, I'm just trying to see my son."
I mean,
And
I
he be
get
taking
that.
people's
I think
things
he
and stuff.
I think he's getting frustrated because you know what? North is getting older, and I think she's been starting to express herself a lot. I always find her randomly across my timeline now. I don't know if it's because I
Mm-hmm.
watch like a lot of little kid things because of my little kid or whatever, but she's always on like TikTok and putting content out there. But they were showing a lot of like when she was younger as well, and she would be yelling at the paparazzi like no pictures and like really back talking her mom like, oh, you need to be spending time with your kids and kind of seeing the results. And so I think he trying to set some boundaries with the paparazzi kind of when you see that kind of stuff like in an irrational way like, all right, what are you trying to take pictures of me of, like, can we really just talk about this? I'm just trying to go see my kids, like, and you over here trying to take pictures of me, and this is what we're going to do my whole entire life. Like, that's what he has to understand, like, the rest of my life, this is what it's about to be like when I go everywhere.
Yeah, and like the thing about Kanye, like I understand, like, and no, I take that back. I don't understand. Like, I don't have like children that are in the spotlight. I don't have like media constantly like combing through everything that I've done, or antagonizing me. I can only empathize with Mr. West. But I will say this, like, adding fuel to the fire in certain situations is gonna just escalate. And all these people do is just see like an opportunity of dollar signs, like, oh, I can antagonize him and I may get some money out of it. And I can sue him for like distress
Mm-hmm.
and my cell phone. Like, your cell phone, you can go and trade that in and put $100 down to get a brand new iPhone 14. You better stop and come on. But people like to antagonize people, and that's the situation of it. But like, for him, he should already know this is what they do, and like, stop, just chill
Yeah, and it's serious, right? Because they're
or
real
get
people. Like
security.
that's why I say that's stuff. Like, man, that's what you're gonna do forever. Like, that's what real people gotta deal with. Like, man, this is my life forever, and you gotta deal with that. And we're watching that. We're watching people live through that, and that's why they say be careful what you ask for. I always be telling people I'm trying to be rich, not famous. That's why I be trying to be somewhat anonymous because I'm like, I don't want the fame. I don't want the fame. Just like being behind the scenes and building amazing things.
Yeah, that's it. Like, just, and I think like we've talked about it, where it's just like you live a nomadic life. Like, you
Mhm.
have wealth, and you built that generational wealth, but it's like for you to, it's for it to be known to you and your family, not something that needs to be like broadcasted. And I was looking through wealth on Instagram, and how like the different families of wealth, like, if I would have seen these people out and about, like, I would have never recognized them, like, nor have known their name. But like, the people that don't matter, that really don't have money, or front people, as you would say, you see them all the time. They're a distraction. But the people behind the shadows that you don't know or don't recognize if you're out and about, like, those are the most important people. And it's just like, those are people you want to get indoors with and like have conversations with, um and greet and have connections with, because that's what's going to help you
Right, that's what
reach the
we
type
trying
of
to
level of
be.
success you want. Exactly.
Because
So
it's
it's
our birds
like,
of a feather.
it's a no-brainer. But like, people be like trying to know, what's her name, Carisha, and being peed on and shit, like that shit matters. Like, no, that's just a fucking distraction. Like, that's some weird stuff that
Right,
it doesn't even matter. It's
right.
the people that you want to know that are not being shown or showing their ass, stuff
Exactly.
like that.
And
So
I think that's why I love that we have these raw talks because it's like let's talk about that, but let's talk about it in a real way. That's why even when we was talking about Blueface and his joint getting pregnant, it's like, oh, now she's saying she pregnant and he's saying he's not even the father, and it's like, so you thought all of that was cute, but as soon as you over here pregnant, he talking about how much he loved his original, his first baby mother, and how great of a baby mother she is, and And again, that's where you start to really men show you, that that's not what they really respect at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you got to do what you respect and what you stand on, and you're gonna align with those that respect that too. And so, definitely good points there. So Amber Rose is back in the spotlight, and she's talking about women rights. What's going on with that, Miss Chai?
Okay, so there's actually like a story post that she made. It says the media is so disgusting when it comes to women. Y'all wonder why women come out 20 years later talking about the abuse they endured by the hands of men. Y'all silence us because if I ever came out and told the truth, I would be looked at as a hater, and that's sad. I've been so quiet for years about so many fucked up people at the expense of my own mental health because I don't want to deal with the repercussions of the internet calling me a liar, bitter, or a hater, as if in some way I deserve to be abused because the internet has perception of me. At this point, I need to write a book. I cannot convey everything on social media. I will donate the proceeds to victims of domestic violence. Child, if Amber writes a book, I'm reading it.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm reading it.
X over here like we know the finesse. She ain't writing it. She about to use Chat GPT. You stupid. Hey, no, that's crazy, man. I've never really followed celebrities when I was younger, so I think Amber Rose was one of those people that like I never really seen her until I seen her in the news when she had just like different whatever she was in the news for. So I'm like, who is this about? Like, who? I would have no idea. I guess I would have to read the book to see what was happening because I mean, domestic violence is just it is one of those touchy subjects, and it's like one of those things that a lot of women experience and then can like share messages with, in a sense. I feel like it's like one of those kind of conversations, and I feel like she always ends up in like the pocket for those kind of conversations, like, oh, women who are like sexual and want to express that, so she like opens up that door. Yeah. And it's like now oh, women
like
who
slut walk.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Now this is like, oh, women who've also been abused and was scared to talk about that, but we about to open up that door. So that's what I always kind of get in my raw talk of this kind of situation when I see it.
But I do see like Amber Rose, like maybe it's not as known as other influencers and whatnot, but Amber does like voice her concerns like within the media of how like certain women function and how men treat women and all the other stuff that be going on. So it's just like you see like this glamorized lifestyle, but when like shit gets out, people are like, oh, she's this, that, and the third. And it's like, no, it's just like, this is my experience and this is what happened. But I do agree with her in a lot of aspects of like how women will still have that toxic loyalty to their abuser, or be loyal to someone that's like toxic to them because they've been brainwashed into thinking like this is love and this is what I deserve, and that is not the case. And you've seen that with like Megan Thee Stallion, you've seen that with like Amber Rose and like the different men she's dated, like some of these like baby mama rappers that you see back and forth situations that go on, and it's like they make it seem like it's a movie, like so drama filled, and it's like, no, just live your life, do your thing. It doesn't always have to be this thing y'all want to make it into, and kids believe it. Like this could be my life, like this is so toxic and I love it. Like no,
and it's real,
like you get yourself into some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
man, say it loud, man. Consequences, whether good or bad, like it's.
Yeah. Awesome. I know we got it looks like 2 more topics, and then I want to take a picture before we wrap up for today. I know Shiva has an event starting in 15 minutes, So let's try to roll through these topics. This has been really great. Did anybody that's in the audience have anything that they wanted to add about anything we've talked about that they just wanted to also add their opinion on, or their raw thought about it? No, awesome. Well, let's keep it rolling. I know, like I said, we've got two more topics. This one says 5 officers involved. Ooh, what did they do? Oh yes, actually, I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, that just ties into the Tyree Nichols. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
a mugshot of all the 5 officers. Um,
that's right.
but we kind of like touched on
We
that
sure
already,
did.
so it really,
Oh,
if you want
so
to pull it up, you can. But
no, it's okay. We hit on that one there. I don't like to hammer too bad on that kind of stuff. So Blueface Mama speaks out. She ain't the grandma. That's why I tried to bring it up, y'all. I was trying to tell you, these, you can get his face tattooed on your neck. It don't matter if you out here still acting crazy. When the time come, that they ain't going for it. So I got it pulled up right now for everybody downstairs watching it. That's Blueface. Mom claims Krishan's rock pregnancy is a prank. There's no baby coming. It's a fraud. I would believe it because she's been getting in too many fights for somebody who's pregnant. I'm like, I don't know. I if you was really like,
you're
oh,
talking about I'm breaking it. I was breaking it up. I was breaking up the fight. Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
why are you surrounding yourself with that type of energy anyway? And then, I mean, like, what if she clean herself up? You know, I have hope. I have hope for the young lady. I
You
want
really
to
be
see
having
her.
hope for them too. Shout
Her
out to Chy. She be like, she gonna be alright.
like she's gonna be okay. I think she's gonna be okay, and I think this is just like one of them hard lessons where it's just like, man, this changed my life, and she like inspires young ladies how like look, this is the path I took, and this is what happened. Like you don't have to have that same path, and like I just believe that this just may be a hard lesson for her that she has to learn, and like hopefully she'll come out of it motivating and helping young women in their trials and tribulations along their journey. So I'm a believer.
Oh,
I'm
and
a
hey,
believer.
that's what it's all about, right? We all learning, and like you said, it's all a lesson for another. Because all the girls are watching this right now, and again, I think that's why, like I always kind of emphasize, like it's important for us to be having these conversations and putting it out there to offer that perspective for females and just men, even anyone to be looking at when they see this kind of stuff and think like, hey, although everybody else might be like, oh, this is so cool, it's okay to think opposite and think like, what can I learn from this so that I actually don't end up in this kind of relationship, and it all be a learning lesson for us, that hey, this is what it ends like, because there's even more stories with even more endings, where women or men, losing limbs or pieces of their body, or not, making it after different situations. So again, sharing stories even prevent those kind of endings is important. Or they always compare them to the next Ike and Tina. So it's again, if you was them and looked at their story and it's like, okay, we see what they went through, what can we learn from them while we here in these shoes? That's what it's really all about, to prevent and be better.
Oh, child. That's raw.
Hey, that's wrong. Because that's what it's all about, right? It's entertainment. Like you said, most of the stuff is scripted. I was seeing somebody saying they got money issues. So, we know, shoot, you get more attention for bad clout than good clout. So, you can't get really lost in the sauce, and lost in the script is just, what you take from it at that point. So, y'all know we gonna bring the substance. We like to try to bring some entertaining, good conversations, that raw talk, drop a little light, something to make it a little better, and bring it raw and open it up for everybody to share. And look, it's growing. We're excited to be in our new spaces with so many people. Like I said, I would love to wrap this up so we can actually take a picture before we wrap it up with everyone in our new space. So, Chai, let's go downstairs and actually meet everyone. This is like a really cool part of the experience right now. Because in our spaces, we really create them for content creators. So, we have a studio upstairs where we are filming, and then we actually have a few places downstairs so everybody else can sit, like here. What's up, y'all? And then last week we're out in the back. So what's up, everybody? Y'all know we streaming on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So appreciate everyone for watching. Appreciate everyone for being here. As you see, these are the cute mugs that everybody's gonna get on the table that actually came. So shout out to y'all. Everybody that's watching, you better come into the metaverse if you want to claim your metaverse digital assets as well. We've got a lot of fun stuff in store, so stay tuned for more. Chai, did you want to say anything to the people before we leave for today?
Yes, I appreciate everyone for coming out and participating. Like Mo says, like, we are here every Saturday, so just stop by. And then you get some points when you participate, so don't forget about that. But yeah, thank you everyone for like showing up and coming out and supporting.
That's right. Yes, how we do. And we're off to Saturday Night Live with Shiva Leela. And then we'll be back on Sunday with the Valan with Chai. And we've got so much more in store. Binks has events in February for Third Planet Studios. And we've got so much more in store. So all of our viewers, make sure you have liked, commented, and subscribed so you get all of the alerts. And we'll see you soon. Peace.